Well, Gift of the Givers, together with environment conservation bodies Cape Nature and the Invasive Fish Species Management, are feeding more than 50,000 people on the garden route. The humanitarian organizations have been removing the carp fish species from the Groenvlei Nature Lake near Sedgefield Lake and distributing it to vulnerable communities. The program has been extended to establish soup kitchens in the area. Well, joining us now is Mario Fereira from Gift of the Givers. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Well, talk to us about your partners and this ongoing environmental and hunger alleviation project that you are currently embarking on.
Thank you very much. Yeah, without our partners, obviously, we can't do this. It started Newzroom Municipality, Cape Nature, and Invasive Fish Species Management. That's the guys that actually go out there and actually do the hard work and the fishing. We're there to distribute it. So we'd like to thank all of them for their involvement.
And just to give us an idea of this whole process, what steps had to be followed to be able to collect the specific carp fish species from the Groenvlei Natural Lake?
Okay, it started just after lockdown, where the need for food was established all over, I think all over the country, all over the world. But in particularly here in the Garden Route, we had this right on our doorstep, and thanks to the partners that came forward on this as well, that brought us in and got us involved, we immediately jumped to action. We had biologists coming to do autopsies on some of the fish. We sent some of the fish away to microbiologists for examination to make sure, number one, it's good for human consumption, no parasites and so forth. And then we had to bring in Department of Health, to hear what their regulations is. Which was then stipulated that we need to hand out the fish between 0 and 9 degrees Celsius to be able to offer table fresh fish to the communities.
And I mean, I know that you're not a marine specialist, but are you able to give us an idea of how a fish species actually becomes categorized as an invasive species?
Well, invasive, the way I understand it, it's not common to South African waters. It was actually brought in from abroad. This specific lake we're talking about as well, it's in a nature area, so it's a big threat to the natural species of the area.
And if the species was not actually suitable for human consumption, what would happen to those fish?
Well, there is alternatives. Obviously, it will be used for compost or things like that. That has been proven to work as well. But with the need that there is, we feeding per catch, I mean, in excess of 2,000, 3,000 people at a time, which is very helpful under the stressful COVID periods as part of our hunger relief.
Now, you've mentioned that per catch quantity, that after every catch you're able to feed about 2,000 people. How many would you say you've been able to feed to date since this program began?
Well, we didn't keep a tally of it, but I think we're probably now reaching in the region of about 60, 70,000 people. And it's ongoing. It's absolutely happening on a weekly basis. So we're very grateful.
And let's talk briefly about the cost involved then in carrying out this feeding scheme. I believe it costs about R4 per person.
Yeah, it's actually less than four rand a person, and that's what makes it so attractive, having such low cost to feeding people. But if you look at the numbers, it still adds up to quite a lot of money. So, I mean, help is always very welcome.
So would you say that you expect to see this project actually continuing for months and even years to come? And how can citizens actually help if they are in a position to do so?
Well, I can't see the end to it. I mean, when we started it, there was estimate of about 180 tons of this invasive fish species that was catchable, edible at that stage. I can't see that it's actually reducing very fast, because a normal female carp can lay up to 300,000 to 1 million eggs at a time. So the sustainability of the project will happen and carry on for years to come. Public, how they can assist, they can please go to our website, Gifts of the Givers website, make donations, or come forward and say, listen, how can they assist? So we'd like to get in communication with them. And yes, we can offer some tax return Section 18A certificates in return for assistance given.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and all the best with your fish catching and, poverty alleviation or hunger alleviation projects that you are currently busy with. That was Mario Fereira from Gift of the Givers.